there were little rods that people
Use.
do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me!
It's time for either or.
You take it and then you just go like this.
Ding! Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh, God.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right
now.
Have a portable system. Battery consumption is definitely
It's not
something
a
you have to
portable
address.
system.
It
It's
is a
por-
portable
it's a-
system.
It's a console hybrid, okay?
It's portable.
A portable system is a PSP. You're meant to take it with you when you need to take a shit. That's about it.
No, that's not about it. People
Where else you gonna
travel
go with
with
it?
it on the airplane.
Oh, and how long's a fucking airplane ride? Do they got an outlet
well,
on
I
an
don't know.
airplane?
You're going to Indiana to LA. How long is it, Josh and Alex?
6
4
hours.
hours.
4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Look at that Switch battery lasting almost 6 hours.
Oh,
what
if
do you
it's
know?
charged when you go.
Well, who's going to leave with it half dead?
Well, I don't know. Somebody who
Irresponsible
forgets
people.
to charge it.
Well, then don't fucking forget. I don't like the big, thick ones like that
The
because they...
reason for this is so I can carry everything with it. Right there, it holds my Joy-Con covers, and it holds my games inside of these slots here.
Where's your charger go?
You don't need a charger; it's portable.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
We're doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 161.
Yeah, wrong episode up there.
I didn't change it. I forgot, but I remembered.
Oh my gosh, it's been a week and a half for us, man. 2 weeks since we saw you.
But we both recorded an episode between.
We
the last
have. We've kind of
Yeah.
gone our independent ways
Yep.
a little bit here and there.
United for a week.
Just 1 week, and then we're off again.
Word.
So last night, just to put you guys into a little bit more to let you guys know, we Alex and I did an aftercast last night, right after Game of Thrones. Actually, a half hour after Game of Thrones was over, and we stayed up until 1:30, 1:45 in the morning ish recording.
2?
Well, 2 is when we were uploading
Oh,
everything.
okay.
So yeah, we were officially done with the aftercast by 2:00. So oh my gosh, 2 in the morning doing an aftercast, and we're back here again to do a podcast. I'm tired. We talked about Game of Thrones. That was our whole aftercast last night. Spoiler-filled episode. Talked about the series as a whole, a little bit of the books, and the universe of Westeros. So
And of course, our reactions to the end of everything.
yes, it was a very interesting ending. We gave our full review on there. If you want to check it out, make sure you head on over to our other audio episodes, or you can check out our YouTube. We also were live then too.
Just so
that?
we don't forget. So we have our friend Rob in place of Brett because Brett doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Happy Brett.
Yes.
Apparently we didn't
So,
say it
Didn't say it.
early enough. I mean, I'm pretty sure I
If you're a
said
fan
it.
of the show, you know Brett doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
Right.
So
Right.
Exactly.
if you're not, there you go.
So it is the PTO Unlimited podcast.
So why are we wearing sunglasses?
Why are we?
Uh-huh.
I got my eyes dilated, and I'm wearing sunglasses because it was only a couple hours ago, and my eyeballs still hurt. And these bright studio lights are a little too much for my eyes.
They get you going.
So I don't look stupid. The boys are wearing sunglasses as well.
Oh, wearing sunglasses on the podcast is not stupid. I think it's great because you're performing in front of very bright lights.
I am. It hurts.
A lot of shock jock radio guys, I think.
They do.
Howard Stern, he always has some kind of tinted glasses.
Did you
on.
ever watch Howard Stern?
I've seen when they put his show on E years ago, his radio show.
Yeah.
Before he went to Sirius,
Yeah.
I would watch some episodes because I was a kid.
Okay.
And it was kind of it was late night stuff, you know.
Yeah, and I remember watching some of his stuff on late night, and I couldn't find out why people found him entertaining.
He was just a personality.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
a personality.
He would do some crazy stuff on radio, and it was weird because
Go ahead.
the radio show was recorded.
Yes.
just like we do.
Right,
So.
exactly. And I think he's still doing stuff on XM radio, right?
Yeah, he got a big deal with satellite
Oh,
radio.
I
Like
didn't think he
paid a
was still doing
lot
it.
of money.
Satellite radio is still big.
It is. It's not as big as it was because
Yeah.
of all the on-demand stuff.
I want to say a lot of farmers use satellite radio
Sure.
because
I think a lot of older like
yeah.
I wouldn't say senior citizens, but
The older crowd.
yes, the older crowd who
Mhm.
still think of radio as they
Their
used
go-to.
radio their whole life. So
Right.
It's just a
Like my dad.
yes, much more detailed, kind of like the satellite TV of radio, which is satellite radio.
I miss Bob and Tom.
Did you
I don't.
ever have satellite radio?
No.
I did for a short period of
I
time.
didn't want to pay for the subscription for one and
well,
then get the equipment for another.
I didn't really pay for it. Our friend Luke lent it to us for a short period of time, and then he just forgot about it, so we just kept using it. I mean, it's there.
Isn't it? It's kind of like the first version of like Spotify.
It is exactly like that. You could find your specific channel to specific things. There are adult channels where they have like adult talk shows. There are just regular radio guys. That's where Alex and I started laughing at Secondhand Serenade song for the first time. That song where they bleeped out certain parts. I'll have to play it for you after
Okay,
the show.
I don't remember it.
But let's get off that topic, guys.
I was gonna say, as far as like back on the eye subject.
Yeah.
So my vision out of all three of us, I know, is better.
Yes.
Like the best. What is your guys' vision like?
I couldn't tell you.
Like, Brett, could you see without your glasses?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Same.
So are you or I don't know what the difference is, farsighted and nearsighted. What?
Let's see.
Can you see? Can you see far away?
I cannot see far away, which
Same.
means I'm nearsighted because I can only see near.
All right, I'm
Okay.
gonna look up nearsighted.
And nearsighted or farsighted is the opposite. You can see far away, but you can't see right in front
Okay,
of you.
well then I'm nearsighted.
Yep, I'm nearsighted.
Okay, so we're all nearsighted. So I think it's probably weird, or not weird, but for older people, it's probably become
Actually,
farsighted.
If you think
Yeah.
about it,
I'm becoming
it's-
farsighted
It's
too.
just how it sounds. Farsighted means you can see far.
I guess. I don't know. I always
People
thought it was
try
like
to
the
explain that to me.
opposite.
It doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what, the idea of being farsighted sounds crazy to me.
Right?
Because, like, well, if I can see way over there, why the
Why
hell can't I see right
exactly,
here?
exactly. I think nearsighted as normal. Think near normal.
Okay.
Near is normal.
So do you guys know what your vision is?
I couldn't tell you.
Not my, like,
You
prescription.
don't.
No.
You guys don't know what it is.
Not a clue.
Do you have one eye that's worse than the other?
Right eye
I think
is
so,
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
well,
I had astigmatism in my
Wait,
right
no.
eye.
Is that right? You know,
One
I'm wearing contacts,
or
so I'm
two.
not going to be able to.
one
One or
or
two.
3 or 4.
Someday I hope to get LASIK.
Oh, yeah. I thought about
Your
it.
eyes are that bad?
Oh, I can't. I might as well be blind without some. Kind
Oh,
of
I guess I didn't
corrective
realize your eyes
device.
were that bad.
I can't not have my glasses or my contacts.
See, when I walked out today, they told me, yes, you're right, I haven't gone in 2 years, and I went in today because, for one, it's been 2 years, and my right eye is 20/20 without glasses. It's perfectly fine. I have astigmatism in it, but it's fine. And then my left eye is, I've just noticed that in order to read something, if I don't have my glasses on, I have to close my left eye to read, like, because it fuzzes everything. And when I got my glasses, that fixed it. Well, now I'm starting to close my left eye again to read or to play video games.
You're doing the drunk.
Yes.
Alex did find out that she has to blink.
Yeah,
more
so I
often.
was told that there was this news test that they do that's just included with my exam now, which is called a meibomian gland test. And your meibomian glands, I guess, this is gonna hurt my eyes for a minute, but like
Oh no!
this
Don't do
part, like this part of your eye, your lower lid, the inside of your lower lid.
it. You okay, Brett? It's not gonna like squirt at you. Or
I'm not gonna
anything.
squirt you with my eye juices.
Terrible.
So they
Gross.
pretty much just like tell me to look up, and they take this plastic thing and pull my skin down so they can take a negative picture of my eyelid, and then they compare them, and then to a sheet, and then I know she said, "Do you keep your right eye open more than your left?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, because I compensate for my left eye being bad." She goes, "Well, you need to start blinking more," because she showed me the comparison and then a graph, and my meibomian glands are like deteriorating. So, and that's from a lack of blinking. So if you hear like when I'm playing Halo, go, "I didn't blink the whole game." It's probably because I didn't blink the whole game.
That is a very bad
I
thing
didn't
now.
know that was voluntary.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I don't know. And then sometimes I'll play like this if I really can't see, or if I'm playing something where I'm reading, I have to play like that, and I can't.
That's
I've
I'm
seen her. I've
blinking.
seen her read her chat on Twitch where she'll close her.
Yeah,
her
I
other
close my
eye.
left eye or
Yeah.
squint it so I can't.
There's
read
one.
properly.
There's one where where someone gave you bits, Alex, and you were reacting to it, and you were closing your left eye as you were reading the
Yeah,
message and
see,
laughing. And I
yeah.
was like, oh man.
It was getting bad. So, but I was told that I still. They're like, "I'm really surprised you're here for a prescription though, because yes, it's that bad that it annoys me. So I have glasses for whenever I want to wear them, pretty much. But if it gets one more click, is what she said, one more click worse, then I have to get a prescription in order to drive.
Where they have to go 3 or 4 instead of 1 or 2.
Maybe. I will say, like, there's a 3D test that you have to do now. So they put 3D glasses over your glasses,
What?
and you have to like.
Oh
you have to tell
I
what,
hate that.
Yeah, what circles are popping out.
Mhm.
I guess it's like your depth perception or something. I don't know what it is.
I'm afraid I'm gonna
So,
fail that.
okay, so really funny thing that happened today. So the guy's like, "So this is just a children's book I'm looking at, right?" And he's like, I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty cool. Oh, that's really freaky." Like, moving the pictures back and forth. He's like, "All right," and you're really concentrating. He's like, "All right, well now I need you to flip it over and tell me what you see." And I flipped it over, and it's a 3D fly coming at you. And I was like, "Ah!"
Oh my
Like,
god.
and it was like a real life looking fly, and it's popping out at you.
Right.
I was like, "You're lucky that wasn't a spider. I probably would have fainted." He's like, "Oh, I didn't think about that."
So Alex is getting glareless lenses.
Yes, yeah. So I'm getting that update to my glasses. So I said that'll be better for sitting in front of a TV screen.
Especially your Twitch streaming. Like
Mhm.
that's one thing we are compensating for when we move your webcam is the glare of the,
the glare
lights,
on my glasses,
which we don't have
yeah.
to worry about anymore.
We need
So.
to hit the board.
We
Yeah,
do.
let's
We,
hit the board.
we hit things that weren't even on the board.
Talk about Chicago.
Oh my god. Okay. So Chicago. First of all,
Do you want me to start?
well, we got to Chicago Monday night late, unfortunately, due to us leaving too late. We didn't leave until like maybe a half hour after we were done with you, Brett. Like when you left. Then because we were packing while Brett was recording. We were in the house, but we just had no time to
Yeah,
be
we
on the
still
podcast
had to drop the
last
dog
week.
off, all this other stuff.
We had a lot of stuff. So we drove to Chicago, and we got to where we stayed was the Grand Sheraton. First of all,
This big ass nice hotel downtown Chicago.
great location. I don't think it deserves any other high rating besides that. Everything else was terrible. Staff was
gets
terrible.
1 star.
Parking terrible. The service terrible. You have to be a member of the hotel to get Wi-Fi. You have to pay for nickel and dime everything. Alex, you take the the story
Now I can say.
to what your rant will be.
I know a lot of people at work have been wanting to hear about this. So I've got this trip pretty much paid for by my employer because it's a conference and I need CE for a license that I have. So he pays for us to go and get these conferences or go and get our hours in, right? So that's long story short there. So he makes the reservation under his name and I have a printout that I take with me that has the credit card information, the room number, that it's paid for, like all this stuff. And my name is on this piece of paper. Go up to the front desk about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock here in Indiana. And say, "All right, here you go. I just told Josh wait in the car until I get everything set." And the guy goes, "So I take it you're not Mr. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "No."
Which is your employer's
Which
name.
is my
Yes.
employer. I said, "No." He's like, "Well, you're not on the reservation." And I was like, "Oh, no problem. I've got this printout here." I opened up my book with all my notes in it. I was like, "Here you go." Gave him the email that had the confirmation number and everything in it. He's like, "Hold on." Leans over. she's not on the reservation. Oh, she needs to be on the reservation. Like, yeah, you need to be on the reservation. Okay, let me take this to my manager. I'm like, okay. So he goes back and then grabs the manager. So where is your employer? I'm like, 3.5 hours away. I drove here. I'm here for the conference. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I need to check in. Well, you need to be on the reservation. Well, what do you want me to do? He's not here. This is like a $500 room. And so he's like, well, you're able to call him? I'm like, I can, but it's 11 o'clock at night, and he's got to work in the morning, so I'm sure he's not going to be too happy about it. Sure enough, get him on the phone. First thing he says, because, caller ID, he goes, is everything okay? Said, no, they're not letting me check in. It's under your name. Give him the phone. And I thought it was just going to be as simple as like, oh, can you confirm blah, blah, blah is supposed to be here. No, they ask him like 20 different questions. And the last question is, can you confirm the whole credit card number, the expiration date, the CV code, all this stuff on your card? Okay, so with my boss has
There's
like
a whole thing.
Okay, so I know that my boss pays for these things with a certain card that is for work. So I'm like, oh my God, it's probably at work.
It's like a business credit card.
Like, and who knows? He knows the actual number. So I hear the guy on the phone, or the guy talking to him go, no, that's not it. Nope, that one's not it. And then you just hear my employer go, well, can you tell me what type of card it is? Like, getting frustrated. I'm like, oh God. So he's like, well, it's a MasterCard. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Thank you. This was just security purposes. And then you hear him on the phone because my speaker was out. He's like, can you just make sure that I can pay for everything right now so she doesn't have to do any of this? Oh, well, we don't take payment over the phone.
Oh, my God.
We can email you a paper. You could fill it out and fax it back.
Fax.
Fax it back.
Fax. 2019 and people are still faxing.
And this is the Grand Sheridan, right? And he goes, the only thing that she'll have to put down, she'll just have to put down a card for a pending deposit for the room just for security purposes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, gives me everything back. Guys, sorry about that. No problems, right? I put my card in. He doesn't say how much it is. Well, I saw how much the room is on my receipt, which was like $500. Like, whatever. I have that in my account. It's probably half the deposit, right?
I flipped my lid.
Okay, here's where it gets really crappy. So I called Josh. I said, all right, meet me at the elevator. Get to the elevator. I have 5 missed calls from Josh, text message, and notifications from my bank account that I'm overdrawn by $900. Yes, 900. Okay, my 2-night stay was only supposed to be $500. Where the hell are they getting this $900 charge? Because I had more than $500 in my account.
It was a $1,300
charge, a deposit. Yes, it's pending, but now it is frozen my debit card, and I can't use it the whole time I'm in Chicago now.
Yep.
Wow.
And this gets better. Then I'll go back to this night. But the next day, I had an additional $249 charge for the next day deposit. It's every day.
It's ridiculous.
It depends on what day you're there is the
Wow.
charge. So I had over $1,500 taken out of my account pending that was like praying to God that they weren't going to shut through my account.
I don't get why, if your boss had a card to pay for the room, why couldn't they charge that card?
Some
I
weird
don't
security
know.
measure, I guess. I don't know.
I have no idea. In case there was damage to the room or something, I have
But
no
they
idea.
have that card.
I don't that.
But they don't
take payment over the phone.
Ugh, stupid.
Yeah. So Josh and I are flipping out. Okay, no, all right. I took $60 out. It's fine. Whatever. Parking was $118 for 2 nights.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So,
Oh.
I mean, all this I'm getting back.
Do you
but
have the photos of the food in the hotel?
No, I don't. But I remember some pricing. So Josh and I get there. I had was smart, and I packed, because I'm on my diet, I packed my oatmeals and all my stuff, my little breakfasts and lunches and stuff. Josh goes, well, what am I going to eat in the morning? I'm like, well, go down to the lobby. I'm sure that they have some type of complimentary breakfast or some coffee or something, and then we can go out for lunch.
Hell no.
Hell no, you don't.
They give you nothing.
They give you nothing. So Josh looks at the menu, which you can order because they have 4 different 5-star restaurants. 5-star restaurants in the hotel and that you can order from. I said, Josh, how much is bacon and eggs? So they have a meal called the American, which is bacon, eggs, and toast. That's it. $26.
Yeah.
Okay. That's for the meal. Plus 20% gratuity, plus 11% tax, plus an $18 delivery fee to your room for bacon and eggs and toast.
Did you go down there and eat it?
You could. Turns out there's a Starbucks in the basement.
Oh, it doesn't work though.
No,
So-
it does.
No,
I went there.
No,
Oh, no.
no,
Oh, well.
no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'll get there. So go back to I have all these oatmeals, right? So I'm like, Josh, there's the fridge. So I open up the fridge. Well, the fridge is stocked full because it's one of those sensor fridges with little bottles of alcohol and pop for $1 million a can, right?
Yep.
So on the front of the fridge, it says, do not attempt to take anything out to store anything in this fridge. Moving everything will automatically charge to your room, blah, blah, blah. If you require a refrigeration unit, please call the front desk. Later on, I find out, guess how much that refrigeration unit costs?
You never told me the charge.
$50
a night.
$50 is what they said to have it in your room.
God.
$50 to have a refrigeration unit in your room.
You know what we did? We had a cooler. I kept on refilling ice.
No, but the funny thing is we started like a Snapchat story this night because we're like, well, what else do we have to pay for? So we ended up going, do we have to pay for ice? So sure enough, they at least have an ice bucket. So we're going around and we take a tour around the upstairs, finally find an ice machine, which, it's an ice machine. There is nothing special about this room, by the way. There is no 5-star written anywhere over it.
Oh, they had a 4K TV.
Besides the 4K TV.
It was nice.
And then, what was the other thing? Oh, we got a complimentary 10-ounce bottle of water
Which leaked in your purse.
Which leaked in my purse and got everywhere. So, screw that
She was
bottle.
having a trip.
I was having a trip. What was the other thing that was really expensive? Oh, the snack plate that they have in your room.
Yeah. We found,
So, there's another sensor snack plate. It has a small can of Reese's Pieces, a bottle of nuts, and 2 cans of Pringles, 2 bottles of Fuji water. Or is it Fiji water?
Fiji water. Why do you keep saying Fuji?
I don't know. Fiji water. Okay, so we calculated out all of that. It was over $70.
Yeah.
A bottle of the Reese's Pieces was $11.
Yeah. So not only was it nickel and dimed, you had to be a part of their club to get their Wi-Fi.
Oh, that was the other thing. Was I called we were like, we got a notification from Verizon. Was like, by the way, watch your data. I'm like, oh yeah, we need Wi-Fi. Oh my God, do we have to pay for Wi-Fi?
You have to pay for the good stuff.
We called the front desk, and this is the conversation. Yeah, I was wondering what my Wi-Fi passcode is. Let me see. We don't have that on your reservation. What do you mean? I put $1,500 down on this room. I don't have free Wi-Fi? So you're a first-time guest, so we can have you sign up for complimentary Wi-Fi, blah, 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 blah. And they mean to your room because Josh and I left our room, and the moment you leave your room, your Wi-Fi's gone.
Yeah. It's
it
specific.
is to your room.
That's what one of those things is probably on the wall.
If you wanted to, if you weren't the member or you didn't want to sign up for their perks, which was free, I don't care if I get crap in the mail, I'm not paying for it. It was either $14 a night or $18 a night for Wi-Fi, depending on what speed you wanted.
Yeah.
So everything. And then what he meant about the Starbucks was I was going down to a conference and everybody had coffee. I'm like, where the hell? And they all had Starbucks. I'm like, there's got to be a Starbucks here. So I went to concierge and I was like, hey, where's the Starbucks? Say, oh, it's right below the lobby. Well, good thing. You know what? Because I have a $10 Starbucks gift card in my purse, right? Nope. I go down to Starbucks. There's a big-ass sign that says Starbucks. And I go there and I said, large coffee, please. I'm going to be late for my conference. I need to go right now. Here's a $10 gift card. Sorry, we don't take gift cards.
They don't take them.
Wait, what are you talking about? We don't take gift cards. Cash or credit.
Wow.
Guess what they're selling at the front desk?
Gift cards?
Gift cards. You know what it says on the back of my gift card? Same as cash. You know what I give this hotel? A 0.
Yeah, we made sure we actually got on Google and rated it. And I don't normally do that.
Yes.
But our trip to Chicago was nice. Other than that, it was nice.
It was beautiful.
We got to see our friend Eric. We went out to B-Dubs, local place there, right? And it was a great time. You recorded the podcast, Brett, and
Yep.
I want to say Dylan and Dalen, they did a good job.
They did. First time on the mic. We had a good time.
I really enjoyed every single topic that you talked about. I was like, oh, I could say things, which is why I was messaging you during the podcast.
We get a comment on YouTube saying Brett's smile through that whole conversation is priceless.
Oh, because I just.
It's just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, when Alex goes, Brett's just like,
y'all have some of the worst. As much as
I
you
know.
travel, you have terrible travel experiences.
Yes, we do every time.
Yeah.
This should have been as easy as here's my thing. Okay, I shouldn't have to pay for anything because it's already paid
Guess
for.
what?
Why that hotel? Was it just close to where
was
you
It
were
was
going?
well, no, it was we reserved it 3 months ago when I
Sounds
signed up
like
for the program
You
or the
should've
conference.
stayed at like a Holiday Inn or a Hampton
Well,
Inn.
the conference is we got discounted rates for these rooms because it was associated with the conference. That's why we got it scheduled.
Discounted rates, except it was still
It was supposed to be
really
It was supposed to be
expensive.
$210 a night instead of like $500 a night.
Right.
So, and I asked for an itemized receipt on the way out. It was not $500. So I can't wait to get back to work tomorrow to go and tell him the story because I still haven't talked to him yet. So I'm sure he's PO'd.
So was it only you from your work?
Yeah, it was just me. Everybody else had already gone to conference this year.
Yeah. It was a beautiful trip, and then we came back and. Yeah.
Oh, we rode the Ferris wheel.
We did. We went on Navy Pier and rode the Ferris wheel. That's pretty much the only thing we did.
Speaking of Ferris wheels, let's talk about the Preakness.
Let's do this.
Let's talk about the Preakness.
Oh my God! What is going on
So
with the horse races this year?
Because our group chat is having issues, I posted on Facebook, tagged you both about your reminder.
Yes.
Yes, I'm glad you did.
I needed
I
it.
didn't remind you for the Derby, and you didn't watch it to see history.
Right. Just to see history.
So what's interesting about the
I love that he says that.
Preakness start, Country House that won the Derby, he did not race, and Maximum Security, who initially won the Derby, was not in it. So
They both were sick, weren't they?
I don't know.
Country House had a cough, I think.
No, that was someone else. That was the well, he might have, but the
The one that was supposed to, the one that actually won the Derby.
Oh, the one that was the favorite
Country
to win the
House?
Derby.
Country-
No.
Yeah.
Maximum Security.
No, there was a horse that was supposed to race in the Derby that got scratched last minute. He was the favorite
Okay.
because he had a cough and an esophagus problem.
I think
I know,
it was a
but we
different
just
horse.
watched the Preakness, right?
We did.
Okay, so I asked Josh, "Where's Country House?" Because Country
Did he
House
have a
won.
throat problem?
Yes.
He had a cough
Okay.
and required blood work.
I know
and
what I'm
could
talking
not-
about.
Could not
Well, it was
race.
just weird that two horses.
Well,
had it.
Yes.
if it's a kennel cough
And-
thing, it can be spread.
You said
very
that
easily.
this is the first time in 20 some years.
Yeah.
that-
A lot of things happened. First of all, no, that was the first time in like 10 years.
Oh, I thought you said it was
That
like
someone
20
who won the first race did not perform in the second.
and that there will
first
be
time
no
in-
triple crown.
Oh, no, it was 20 years.
Yeah, you said this will be the first time there will be no chance of a triple crown
because
of
it wasn't in
illnesses
the
or
Preakness.
yeah.
It was the first time ever a jockey was bucked off a horse.
He was Bodie Express. He bucked him.
He was the VIP
He was
of,
the VIP of the race.
and no one cared who won.
Well, they really. I mean, other than the owners of the horses in the
Right.
race,
It wasn't very exciting.
it wasn't.
Other than they made it exciting by this happening, and the damn horse
He
ran
just-
twice.
He went around. Did you see the people on the side try to run up beside him and grab his reins?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, I did.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
There was the just.
That was at the end.
Yeah.
When the first when they lapped.
At
They did
the,
first
at the
lap.
last straightaway, you
Mhm.
could see a rider try to get up next to him, but he was running too fast.
Yep. Okay,
I'd
now
like
my
to-
question is,
Never mind.
who
your
are the two that Bodie Express finished before? That's what I wanted Alex to look up.
Oh, that I don't know.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty specific.
It is, because I wanted to know who were the two horses that Bodie Express beat without
Got-
the jockey.
Got beat by
And
a
that's
jockey
sad.
racehorse.
That's
By the way,
sad.
your post, I forget which platform, but you said jokey.
Did I say joke or did he say jokey? One of us.
You spelled it Jokey.
Well, either way, it was a joke.
It was.
yeah, it's just
You don't ever see that.
Hopefully, it's a good. The Belmont is good with no issues.
It's been
because
entertaining.
It has not been a good year in the
Okay.
Triple Crown races.
Don't say it's not been a good one. It's been
Okay, I got
It
it.
hasn't been exciting.
interesting, I'd say. Different.
Yes.
Well, they don't. Okay.
He was
So
disqualified.
I know, but what place did Bodie Express really come in?
I think it was 7th, right?
I don't know. I think there were only 13 in the whole field.
Yes, there were 13.
Okay, then it was. Yeah, I could have swore.
Were there two behind him or one?
I could have swore there was at least one or two. If
But
there's just one, who was it?
If
There was number 12 was technically, so the last place was Market King, and then there was Always Sminin.
Always mining.
always mine.
Oh my God, Always Minin.
Always smining.
Always mine.
Either way, and then it says disqualification, Bodie Express.
Okay, yeah. See, then Bodie Express beat those two.
If you're the jockey for Bodie Express, you got to be thinking, what the hell?
If you're the
man?
jockey for the two that got beat by Bodie Express,
I know, but at least they got to race the race. You know.
Yes.
The-
So luckily the jockey's fine. He
Yes.
didn't have to go and get any
he
medical
got
attention.
No
bucked
medical
off
attention.
right out of the gate.
Yes.
people cared a lot about that immediately. I was like, oh, I hope
Well,
the jockey's okay.
when
And then I
they-
started laughing.
When they interviewed him, they're like, are you okay?
He was like,
He's
I'm
like,
fine.
I don't really
Yeah.
want to talk about me. You asked him what happened, and then they're like, are you sure you're okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Well,
And
he
was
flew.
like, and a very experienced jockey too.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you
So-
gotta imagine being a jockey. You get bucked off horses and stuff probably
Why do
a lot.
Why do I recognize the jockey who was in white?
White Mike Smith, he rode Justify. and-
Yeah.
I knew
see,
it.
I told you.
told you.
Yes.
Well, we told each other.
Anyways, so what I thought was
We got our
amazing.
light back.
What I thought was
I'm lighting
amazing
up here.
was so Bodie Express, like 3/4, I think, of the way through, he was actually pushing himself
Well,
without a
it's- I
jockey.
have to assume that it's instinct.
I know, and I was like, I was actually like going, go Bodie! I'm like, what? I was like, Josh, what if he gets number 1?
That would be
He
so
wasn't
weird.
going to. There's no way.
Well, when you look at the War of Will, ended up winning,
Yes.
and there was something about War of Will in the Derby, and I think War of Will was a horse that got bumped by Maximum Security and kind of screwed up his chances at winning the
Okay.
Derby. So it was kind of like a redemption story for him. But if you watch War of Will in the last stretch, you can see his jockey really pushing it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I was
it's,
watching.
You know,
I didn't like watching because they hit their horse.
Yeah.
And I know, okay,
2,000-pound animal.
I
is like a
understand.
fly.
I know because, okay,
It's literally a fly.
I know it's literally a fly, but,
They don't use spurs.
That's nice.
well, they've got to feel it at
Okay.
least somewhat to say, hey, keep going.
Alex
go
is like Ace
faster.
Ventura, like in When Nature Calls.
Yes.
Grabs the damn crop ride and
Just
whack.
I thought you were talking about when he walks into the.
Oh
place and
yeah,
sees
where all the heads. This is a what is it? This is a room of death, or this is a lovely room of death.
Yes, what a lovely room of death.
Let's move on from
Yeah.
the race, though.
So anyways, it was amazing. I loved it.
I'll still watch the Belmont.
Yeah, it just remind us of when it is.
Yep. I think it's in 3 weeks.
Wow, that's crazy.
By the way, did you watch? Look at Twitter, like I said.
No.
Okay, because if you just look up #Bodie Express, it's just amazing what people come up
I
with.
just felt like running.
That was my favorite GIF. Like, what's going through Bodie Express's mind right now? Oh my gosh, it was
Let's
fun.
move on. So you want to talk about Snapchat?
Yeah.
We
okay.
didn't do the face. Darn it!
didn't.
I wanted to see what you looked like
So-
with the Snapchat filter. What's the problem?
What's your
So-
problem?
What's your problem?
I think this could really impact the dating apps
Oh.
Oh,
because honestly, it's.
any face filter. I'm sure.
Yes,
but
any face
has there been
filter.
any gender changing face
Well,
filters?
yes, there has, but they haven't been that dramatic.
So
This is the
there-
most dramatic.
Like you could, if I just didn't know you and saw the pictures that you guys posted, I might think that is really a dude or that's really a chick.
Josh's didn't look.
Mine was.
He didn't look real.
Mine
I
ha-
think mine was very real.
Yeah.
And
Crap.
if you don't know the people,
Alex,
you
do you
know,
want to show it and I can like do a zoom and I can tell you?
and now I do not use dating apps, but I know a lot of people do.
I'm scared. I'm scared of the dating apps.
Yeah.
Just because you just mentioned that, it's
Well, I
even
mean,
more.
You'll never have to worry about it, but lots of people out there, that is what they use to meet people.
Right.
And now, who knows?
It's
Who
a
knows
scary
what
thing.
you're gonna roll up on?
Okay, so you as a single person, are you ever going to try the dating apps?
I won't ever say never, but I don't consider it as a viable option as of right now.
Do you have your like screen brightness up, and
Yeah, I'm
I'll
doing
zoom in on YouTube?
Yep.
So people watching on YouTube, you can see Alex. Okay, Alex, more to your left. To your left, down. There you go. See if I can zoom even more. Yeah.
I can post it.
So that's Alex with the dude filter. Turn it a little more that way. There you go. Alex with the dude filter. So me as the chick, I had a little of a an
He looked
Asian
like he had like an
looking-
Asian descent.
and I didn't see it, but you know some people did. Either way,
Dude, but that looks like looks pretty real to me.
it does, and you could pass as a model.
I could. I looked like a hot guy.
Yeah.
I'll give myself a man bun
Give-
and everything.
Like on Clerks 2. Would you do me?
Would you
Well,
do
it's-
me? I'd do me.
I do me.
That's actually what I posted like on my Snapchat. I was like, "Would you do me? I'd do me." It was so funny.
Now, Brett, you did it. What did you? Were you like astonished?
Were you like, "I'm pretty"?
I didn't look at it long enough to decide because it was freaking me out.
It did. It freaked a lot of people out. And like I looked at it, I was like, I'm confused.
I had my mom and my brother do it, and they wouldn't let me save it.
Oh
'cause,
yeah.
You know, when you talk about the dating apps, it can be used like to seriously deceive somebody,
Oh,
or it can be used to troll people.
Yeah.
That's what.
But you're gonna get
people
that
do.
anyway.
Yeah.
But now it's much more. I think it presents a much larger
Brett,
problem.
I'm gonna say the safest spot for you to do a dating would probably be like farmersonly.com.
Yeah, but you could do it there too.
That's a real thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, I saw a commercial for it.
They're-
FarmerTotally.com.
Yes, it's
there's-
real.
they're terrible commercials.
Oh God.
They are, but
It was the bowling one. You saw that, the bowling commercial.
I'll have to look it up.
Either way,
that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
about
So let's talk about. Okay, so you had high school grads.
it. Okay.
That's going on. We're going to be
So-
going there to a high school graduation this Friday.
My cousin.
So my older cousin's
It's-
son just graduated,
Wow.
and his
Oh.
grad party was yesterday.
Hmm.
I didn't go. I wasn't able to go,
Okay.
and I felt bad because I know him well. I mean, you know, he comes to every family thing that we go to, and so I see him several times.
Okay.
But we're not real close, but we're close enough that we could talk, and you know, there's no issues. So I felt bad that I couldn't go, but then I thought about it, you know, when I was for my graduation party, I remember really caring about my people in my high school, my own class
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming, because by the end of your senior year, you kind of my class was very cliquey, and
Yeah.
we kind of just dissolved the cliques, and we all kind of hung out,
Yeah. Right.
and we did.
Well, that
Wait,
doesn't
that happened
happen.
at the end of the like
At
you had
the
a.
end of our senior year, we came together a little bit more as a group, I felt, versus staying in our own cliques, because we knew that it was coming to an
That's
end.
lucky. That's
I
lucky.
had the complete opposite, and I'll share
Just-
that story when you're done.
So, but what I remember thinking about is, boy, I hope, you know, it'll be nice to see these other, and not just in my class, but like the class under me, because
Yeah.
we were close to, or some of us. And as I look back on it now, I'm like, nobody cares,
Right.
you know?
No,
Well,
but
high
you
s-
can't believe that when you're 18.
No,
You
No,
can't.
No, and
You're full of yourself when
but
you're 18.
you really
But
are.
do I now? Do I blame anybody who didn't go? Not
No.
at all.
No.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
And see, like
I had a fun graduation party.
you had
I had a blast.
both of your graduation parties. Well, your college one.
Oh yeah, I had a blast at both.
You looked at me like I had
I'm like,
a
I had a-
blast.
I had a
when did I
blast?
have a blast?
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's two graduations.
Yeah, you it happened a second time.
Yes, it did.
You are an accomplished woman, Alex.
Yes.
See, for my graduation party, I had family. A lot of my friends, they had their families as well. And then at the end of the night, we had a high school party.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't really. It was just all of us came together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's really all we really did.
And I tried to go to as many of my classmates' parties as I could.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to all of them. But
See, I wasn't exactly close with any of my class, so
Yeah.
I didn't go to anybody's.
Wow.
They came to you.
My friend, yeah, they actually. I was really surprised. I'd put in the only class I was somewhat close with were the people that I went to choir with the last 4 years. All the other classes, since my class was like 800-900 people, you didn't have the same people in the same class unless you were in band or choir or art.
You had a really. We've talked about this before. You had a really. Big
I had a
class.
very big class,
We didn't. Me and Josh.
I was
No.
I laid out if you had graduation invites like open to anybody, you just laid them out in choir, and I was like, well, if anyone's gonna go, it'd be from here. And sure enough, there was like 5 or 6 people that actually stopped by, and I was like, that actually mattered. That's what you mean by like
the people
matters.
that you don't expect to show up.
And I was like, wow, thanks.
I remember my mom slaved in the kitchen with a fryer and just made a ton of buffalo wings.
Oh
my
man.
mom
The
grilled
guests.
for me.
Oh.
Grilled and had karaoke. It was
They
a
were
typical
great.
like barbecue setting for
I
mine.
wonder if she remembers how many pounds of wings she went through. I should ask her.
Yeah. I don't remember what our food was for my graduation. I don't remember.
just
Mine was
remember-
probably burgers and hot dogs and all that stuff.
The
Yeah.
parties I went to, I tried to have a piece of cake at each one.
Oh, and
right
then I
on.
had a cake.
Right
Yep,
on.
I definitely have a cake.
That was all.
Yeah.
So Josh, what about your guys' last day of school? I mean, you said that you guys all kind of came together and
It wasn't like for a day, but in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we kind of. I do remember.
No, nothing big.
I forget what the I don't know if it was a half day, but a bunch of us went swimming at the.
It's like a senior
at
skip
pool
day?
in town. Yeah, but we didn't. It wasn't a skip day. We didn't get in trouble, but we got out for whatever
Senior skip
reason.
days don't get in trouble. They never do.
no, not anymore. It's just like the teachers just ask when is it going to be, and then they go, okay, I'm not going
Make sure
in
your
that
work's
day.
done. Yep.
Make sure your work's done.
And
I won't
sometimes
have
they don't
anything
even
planned.
care if the juniors show up.
I think they told us not to.
Well, they have to
But
because
I-
it's illegal to skip school.
I don't
Right.
remember if we had like an official one.
Is it illegal?
Yes, you're considered truant. Like you are an underage unless you're 18.
18.
If you're 18, that's one thing. But if you're one of those youngins that don't turn 21, turn 18
Whoa.
until later on, it's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're truant.
Do you have anything else you want to touch on this, Alex?
I just want to
before-
share my last day of school because it was a bunch of shit.
I don't remember my actual last day.
I don't
I
either.
do.
I remember being
Um,
having that feeling of like bittersweet.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
was
happy to
happy.
go,
I was-
but I'm also I'm gonna miss it
No, I was happy to get
because
out
I
of
was part of my peers.
Nope.
I don't miss it now. I didn't miss it then.
there. I was like
Wow.
I've said before in the past. All of
Jeez.
my friends were the class above me, so celebrating their last days and their graduation parties was what it should have been for me, but it wasn't. My last day of school, I went to a large school,
Yeah.
a very large school.
What was your class size? 2,000?
No, it was like 800
1800?
or 900.
Oh no! It was like it was
no,
over.
it was not in the thousands.
It was
It was-
in the thousands when you started freshman year.
Yes, we had the
It was like
largest.
1,200
we
or
had the largest
1,300.
freshman class in like so many years.
I thought it
like it was
expanded.
ridiculous.
But I guess it went down.
We had like I don't know. It was whatever. Anyways, I had a large class. I did not know at graduation day 2 people next to me, either way, behind me or in front of me. I thought
Wow.
the person in front of me I thought was a junior for the longest time, or somebody that
Yeah,
was
they
below
thought you
me.
graduated.
and I thought I graduated.
Yeah,
So I was
they're like, oh, I thought you graduated last year because she used to hang out with the seniors.
yeah. So like I had a lot of people go, oh, just because you don't see those people, they're on the other side of the school the whole time.
Sure.
Yeah.
But my last day of school, the last period, which our periods were like an hour 45. Our last period of school, they put us in the auditorium, where this, which was like the stage and stuff, and they handed out like our, what do you call it, student council, they handed out awards for best dressed, best laugh, but most likely to succeed at this,
Your
and blah blah
yearbook
blah.
rewards.
Yeah, so yearbook rewards is what they did. And who did you think they went to? In the class of 800, who do you think they went to? The popular people.
People they knew.
So
Sure.
the same people that have been popular for the last 4 years. So you pretty much just like you were an audience of 800 for these people that you didn't care about and they didn't know you.
Right,
So there
right.
was that, and then they went. There was a photographer for the last 4 years that takes pictures of just school days and events and everything. So everybody's gonna be involved with this, right? No, it was focused around the popular people.
Sure.
So they did the very last thing, they played like the high school goodbye song. What's that?
It's the graduation song
The graduation
by
song.
Vitamin C.
Yes, that song. So they're playing that, and then they have this long, like 10, 15-minute collage of people just going through slideshow and whatnot. And you're expecting to see at least one picture of you. None.
Oh, and there's.
What do you
800 of
expect
ya.
in a
but
class
there's,
of
like-
800,
Okay, but
900
I was
people?
not. I was in things. I was in.
I know, yeah, you were.
I was in track and cross country and palms and choir and marching band. Like I was in stuff.
You were a busy
I was
person.
involved,
Yeah.
but a lot of those pictures and stuff, like, it just made you sad. Like, the same people were getting called up for awards, the same people were getting their picture taken, and it was like, okay, you focused on.
Are you really that upset
yes,
about it, Alex?
you focused on 2%.
Does this matter?
Hold on.
You focused on 2% of our graduating
It's
class.
12 years ago. Why are you upset about it now?
No, I was upset about it.
You just said you still care.
Well, in a sense, I do, because I can remember sitting there and being like, why do I have to sit here? Can I just leave? Oh, and then the lights came on. All the cops came in and said, all right,
They had to escort them out.
in
That's
5
right.
minutes, the bell is going to ring, but right now you guys need to leave because there's always there's been a tradition, I guess, where the seniors leave and then they hang around and then they like try to pick on the freshmen or the next seniors or whatever. So they had to escort us out of the building and make sure we all left.
Yeah.
5
I
minutes
remember
before
a
the
cop
bell.
walking up to my car.
Yeah, and asking why he was
Yeah.
there to pick me up. So
Wow.
because it was like a big deal.
Let's move on from that, guys. What do you want to talk about, Brett?
Talk about the celebrity deaths.
Yeah, so we lost a few people, a few celebrities. One of them, Tim Conway, passed away. And not a lot of people of our generation and below know
You know
too
what,
much
though?
about him.
I didn't know this until I was looking into Tim Conway because of his death.
Yeah.
He's the driving instructor in Speed 2.
He is. He is. We were watching Speed
Dip.
2 a month ago. Another dip. 2 dips.
And then he crosses it out and shows.
Yeah, so how'd you do? Not good. You'll never drive in this town again. Sorry, we're quoting Speed 2 way too easily
Movie,
for a
but-
terrible
terrible
movie.
movie.
We turned it
We
off
turned it off.
right
We
before they
can't
got to
watch
the
it.
oil tanker.
Nope, can't
Yep.
watch it. It's just
it's-
so stupid.
It's pretty bad.
It is.
But
Anyways,
anyway, have you ever seen the dentist sketch he does with Harvey
Yeah.
Korman?
yeah, where he injects him accidentally. He's like,
It's- The funnier part is that he can't hold it
Harvey
together.
Korman can't.
It's great.
Any scene with them two, there's a lot of home movies that my grandmother had.
I guess it's
And it's
kind
great.
of known that they tried to get each other to crack up during the sketch.
It's got to be a bet.
Yeah.
And Tim Conway wins every time. I don't think I ever saw Tim Conway break.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like he was great. Him and Don Knotts were a great duo in the movies. I just got to say he will be missed. He was a voice of oh my gosh, Barnacle Boy, SpongeBob.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's why SpongeBob, there were memes of that going around too. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So Tim Conway, you'll be missed. Not much else we can really say. We have mentioned him before on the podcast when Don Knotts passed away.
Mhm.
The other creature was Angry Cat,
Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy
Grumpy
cat.
I got it wrong.
I can't believe you
That's
said
Grumpy
that.
Cat. Grumpy
He's
Cat
only
passed away.
7 years old.
Yes. 7
That's-
years old.
Really young. for a
UTI
cat.
got him.
So
Really?
so
Mhm.
UTI. So and basically what
Grumpy
I
cat.
didn't look into it, but if it was a UTI, my guess is that Grumpy cat is a male, and what can happen in males is that they can get a urinary blockage.
Mm-hmm.
And if they keep blocking back up, if you block and you can't pee, well, you're going to keep producing pee. Well, it's eventually going to
Sure.
lead back up to your kidneys, shut down your kidneys, and you're going to die.
Plus, aren't cats susceptible to kidney failure?
Yes. Yeah. It's number 3.
Tell my cat passed.
in the top 3 diseases that kill cats. But no, not usually when they're 7
So-
years old is typically about the time you're going to start seeing it.
Aw.
Someone posted a meme and it was a beautiful sunset and it showed Grumpy Cat and it said, "So this is heaven."
Yes, I
hate
hate
it.
it. I saw that. I saw
I'm
that.
like, "Aw."
That was Grumpy Cat on
No.
the throne.
Yeah, I saw.
They put Grumpy Cat on
Um,
the Game of Thrones.
So I mean, yeah, unfortunately, yes,
Throne.
Grumpy cat. But I mean, cats live. They could be 1 when they die. They can live to be. What was it oldest? Like 30, I think, is what I found.
My cat was 16.
16 and a half. She was
Yep.
she was almost 17.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, so she passed by kidney failure as well.
Yes. You forgot about one more death.
I'm sorry.
Ashley.
Oh yeah, Ashley
Oh,
from
the
WWE.
wrestler. Yeah.
I still
39.
Yeah, 39 years old. It's
I don't know.
she
her
was
at all.
rushed to the hospital and then was pronounced dead. They haven't released anything else yet. I just checked today.
She was in wrestling between 04 and 07.
And so I think she passed away
WWE anyway.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Mhm.
So and she was in good health, I guess, because she was she was very big with her social media.
Mhm.
And what I read, like her last things were she put out a tweet or something that before she died, like that day that said, "Hey, I just got done writing a bunch of fan mail or reading, and then you guys are going to be having a lot coming out to you, like sending out a bunch of fan mail."
It's always when they're on the incline. It happens to a lot of stars.
So
when they
I
pass.
don't know what happened. They said it was non-criminal. Criminal is all that they've put out so far.
Yeah.
And back when Josh and I started watching wrestling together, so back in like the 2006, 2007, she was my wrestler. Like I loved Ashley. Like
She
she
won
was
the,
my wrestler
She won the Divas contest.
for Playboy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a wrestler contract for
Yeah.
a year.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that was like the Diva
And she
Search
was
or whatever.
good, but she got yeah. There was a Diva Search.
And she had her finisher was something with her elbow. 'Cause she had a star in her elbow.
Yeah, it was a Macho Man's elbow drop.
Off the top rope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really liked her, so I was like to hear like, oh my god, like she's gone. Like that was
Mhm.
actually a wrestler I watched and I enjoyed. So it was really
Yeah.
sad. And she's within 10 years of my life.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
wow.
that's crazy. That that happens. That's been happening to a lot of wrestlers actually.
Some of
and
them do die young.
they die young, and
Yeah.
it's probably concussion.
Heart failure.
based.
I mean, who knows?
Speaking of
Yeah.
wrestling, real quick, did you watch that thing on Twitter that I tagged you guys in? A few weeks ago, I told the story about how
Yeah.
Triple H beat the
Whoop
crap
the-
out
What
of
the
Oh,
hell?
wow.
Oh my
And
god!
what's even better about that video is that it was from somebody's podcast. Steve Austin was narrating it,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just telling the story, and he found the video and put it together.
That's at a house show.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which I can't believe Triple H and Steve Austin were wrestling at a house
At a
show.
house show. You
That's
think about
crazy.
that first of all.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
I've been to a house show, and the biggest name at this house show, and this was in probably 2002,
Mhm.
was The Undertaker.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
But, he throws him back, and he just wails on him. And
Dude, Triple H is mad. And and you see Steve Austin just sitting there like,
it's like,
all right.
and it made a lot of sense. He said, I couldn't do anything because I was the baby face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that makes a lot of sense because Triple H was a heel, so of course he was going to be
Triple
the guy
H.
Oh man,
that
as-
beat that guy down.
Yeah.
they released why she died.
What's that? Why is that?
She took her own life.
Oh.
Also not uncommon for former wrestlers.
That's sad. That's really sad. Either way, it's sad. But wow. Let's move on.
She was going through major depressive disorder.
Yeah. Let's move on from that, so we don't,
Bring it back up.
yeah. Let's get back up here.
So we'll talk about some movie stuff, and
Mhm.
we'll start with Robert Pattinson.
He is Batman.
Well, Warner Brothers has not confirmed that,
He's Batman. He's Batman.
but he's in lead to be the next Batman.
How do you feel?
Um,
Don't take it as Twilight.
so I think
I mean, you don't know of anything
I,
else.
I try not to overreact to castings because
Heath
I
Ledger.
Remember, that's the number one example.
Yeah.
is
Sorry, making noise here.
Everybody got crappy about Heath Ledger being the Joker, and then he was amazing. So I'll reserve judgment. At the same time, I'm kind of hypocritical because I always thought Ben Affleck was a bad Batman, but I never watched him as Batman. So how can I say that?
He was fine.
He was.
He was fine.
No.
No,
I
he was
saw
fine.
him-
He was great.
I saw him as
He's fine.
Batman in the Suicide Squad, and he was there for like 30 seconds.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
like him.
He was fine.
Didn't like him.
I did not hate him. I would say he's better than I'll say he's better than George Clooney.
I like George Clooney more
I don't really enjoy
Are you
Keaton.
kidding me? How can you like George Clooney more?
because I grew up with George
That
Clooney.
was a
She's
terrible,
just very
terrible
biased.
Batman.
Alex is angry right now for some reason. She
That's
just wants to be
terrible.
angry. It's okay.
I think Robert
it's fine.
Pattinson will do a good job.
I think he's fine.
I think that he looks the
Honestly,
part, and I
don't-
think that
I
he
don't
would
know
do a
if
good
I've
job.
ever seen a movie with him in it.
You never seen Twilight?
No.
He's never seen Harry Potter.
Never seen
No.
Harry Potter?
Let me look up
Um,
his IMDb so I can see if there's something
He's
he
in quite
might
a
have
lot,
done.
actually.
He is, yes, and I typecasted him in Twilight. Everybody did.
Everybody did.
Everybody did. The sparkling fairy. No, that's not him.
He's not a fairy. He's a
entirely.
Is he a
vampire.
vampire?
That's what they say, though.
No, they
'Cause
don't.
he's-
How do you know?
I don't know.
He's just making stuff up.
I'm
now?
trying to look him up.
No, Alex, are you making stuff up?
No, he's hot.
Oh.
I'm
What
defending
about
him.
that Taylor dude? Isn't he in it too?
Who's-
Isn't he
who's
a
Taylor?
Isn't he a werewolf?
Taylor
Lautner?
Oh,
Yeah.
What's his name?
Lautner.
I know, but who's he play? Josh?
Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah.
Really? You asked me that?
See, Josh knows. We watched the Twilight movies
How
together.
many are there? Are there 3?
Four.
Josh knows.
I've
Josh-
got it right
Josh,
in front of me.
Josh, what's the first one called?
Twilight.
Isn't it just
What's the
Twilight?
last one called?
Wasn't there?
What's the last one called?
Breaking Dawn.
See, I think I knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
1, 2,
Isn't there one called Blue Moon or something?
3, 4. New Moon.
New Moon.
There's 5. 1,
Josh knows everything about Twilight.
What's the second
3,
one then?
4, 5. There's 5 of them.
I don't
was
even
wrong.
remember what the girl's name is.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah,
I mean, I
what's
always
her
do that.
name?
It's Kristen Stewart.
I know, but what's her name in the actual book?
Bella.
Bella?
Because
Yeah, that's right,
every
Bella.
kid
Bella and
that was
Edward.
born after those movies came out was named Bella.
Yeah, and so is every animal.
There was 5 movies. I'm sorry. So it was Twilight, Twilight New Moon, and then Twilight. No, I missed one. Twilight Eclipse, then Twilight Breaking Dawn, Part 1 and 2. So he has been in. Let me see if there's
This
anything.
is Robert Pattinson.
Yes, Robert Pattinson.
The hot guy.
Oh my
How old is
gosh.
he?
That's a good question. I'm not seeing anything like you would really know
Yep,
here.
yep,
33.
that's my age.
Yeah. And he's
Still
going to be
have a
Batman.
chance,
That's a
right?
good age to be Batman.
Sure.
That is a
30
very
That's
good
a very
age.
good age to be Batman, not 60.
Okay, really? No, there's nothing that you would know.
So
No? Okay.
Nothing.
I have
That's not good for us.
I have less concern about him being Batman than I do with Warner Brothers and DC actually making a good Batman movie.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I didn't mind Batman vs Superman, and I was looking forward to the Batman
I
when
still haven't even seen it.
yeah,
They should make a movie called that.
extended cuts better if you're going to.
The Batman.
That's what it's going to be called.
Is it?
Yes.
You're bullshitting me.
I'm not bullshitting you.
It really is called
You know
that?
Yes.
What, you know
Oh.
what though? It needs to not be an origin story.
Right.
Seen that to death.
I think
Hey, guess what? His parents die, and he becomes angry, and he becomes Batman.
Then
He's scared of
then
bats,
he
but
gets
he...
trained and he comes back.
I
and
don't
he-
think we need it.
he builds equipment and yeah.
They did that with Spider-Man.
yeah.
A Homecoming is not an origin.
No.
It's not. It's him kind of becoming Spider-Man still, like learning to be Spider-Man, but it's not like he didn't know.
Speaking of Spider-Man, and just because we're talking about movies, what did you think about what I said about Endgame?
Yeah, you said it was good.
Wait. Can we talk about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to do a spoiler warning on Endgame?
No.
Why not? It's been out for a
No.
month.
It got dethroned this weekend.
Oh
by
my
John
God,
Wick 3,
John Wick!
as if it was never going to be dethroned.
It made $57 million.
Okay.
I just don't think of John Wick and then making that kind of money.
Why not?
John
It's
Wick-
Keanu Reeves.
John Wick has a huge following,
Cult.
and
I
Yes.
don't.
Cult following,
Okay,
and-
if you talk to somebody and go, "Have you seen Endgame?" They know about it, whether they like
it's
Avengers
still
or not.
been out for
Then
a
we
month.
can talk about it. All right, we're talking spoilers here.
Fine.
And before
fine.
we talk about Endgame real quick, John Wick 3, John Wick, the 3 movies in John Wick,
Yeah.
it's got to be like one of the best rated trilogies
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
did you hear there's
all
good
8 or higher.
Constantine 2?
Keanu Reeves wants to do things.
He does. He wants to do things. He
Well,
he
he's-
came out and said,
He
"I
wants
want to do
Matrix
Constantine,
and he wants
2."
Constantine.
Yep.
He's getting it. He's going to get it.
He needs to get
Let's
it.
talk Endgame real quick.
Yes.
Okay, can you put out a spoiler? Just do it for like 5 minutes.
Okay, so spoiler alert here. We're going to talk about it. 5 minutes. Go. First
Okay.
of all, I thought it was great. Robert Downey Jr. Did a brilliant performance. Brilliant performance.
Yes, very much so.
I
I
don't think
cried.
there's any better than any other Tony Stark performance he's done.
Yeah, I agree, but he definitely stayed true to his Iron Man character.
He
in
didn't
Endgame.
Bruce Willis it.
He did not. He did
No,
not hate
He
being
didn't,
Iron Man.
What was that? Live Free or Die Harder?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that the fifth?
Yes.
The fifth unforgettable.
The one
Die
that
Hard?
he's like,
I
I'm
agree
Bruce
with you.
Willis.
I agree with you. Guys.
I'm here to shoot people and look badass and be old.
People were really confused about Captain America's timeline. I don't understand the confusion here.
I
Yeah,
don't understand the
either.
confusion.
He went back in time and he stayed there.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
confusing about that?
Right.
It's not.
It's not confusing.
When I got that, I
Yeah.
hadn't seen 20 of the movies.
Yeah, exactly. And no one understood like where he was in time and all this. Just let it be. He was placed back to where he missed his dance with Peggy.
Yes.
And so Robert Downey Jr. passed. Captain America passed the shield on. I mean, Thanos got effed twice.
Twice.
And because Captain Marvel was there and they were planned for it.
By the way, the first time, pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
You weren't expecting his death.
No, I didn't.
And nor
expect
was
that
I.
at all.
Nobody was. Like, so immediate and
I
abrupt.
didn't think it would be like, that quick. Be
The
like, whoa,
decapitation.
wow, let's chop his head off. Okay.
Now what?
Now what?
Time travel. So what'd you think about the time travel concept?
Did
It
you like
was-
all the jokes?
Well, from what I'm being told is that there's a lot of stuff in the time travel parts from the other movies that I haven't seen.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I do kind of want to go back and just watch through them all, so I can watch Endgame again then. And I probably will do that, but it's going to take me a while.
Brett,
'Cause-
do you want to go in on the collection? You and I
I
split it.
thought
I'll
about-
take the physical, you take the digital.
Well, we don't know for sure that the digital is going to be there.
Oh, if it is, do you want to do it?
Sure.
We'll halvesies it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Because
down for
I
that.
want all of them. We don't own any of them.
I would love to own them digitally. Don't really care if I have them on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like I have the Iron
I'll have them on
Mans,
Blu-ray.
So yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah. So if it does come out as a collection of all the movies, We'll split it up. Alex is gonna look up if it's.
It's not out. I've looked.
No. Okay. So either way, like.
They about have to put the digital with it though.
Yeah. Are you okay, Brett? Okay, I gotta say, Rob did not complain about the chair.
Well, good for Rob and his butt.
What? So, anything else you want to touch on spoiler-wise with with Endgame? Sorry. I gotta say,
I loved it. It was good. It made me cry 4 times.
fantastic.
I love
movie.
you 3,000.
The only part
Yes.
that got to me was the scenes with his daughter.
He had a family.
It was so.
You know,
oh,
That was unprecedented.
yeah.
You know, I did not see that coming. Like,
You know what? I don't think
time
it would have been like.
passing.
It would still be sad, but it was more sad because of that.
And
Yeah.
I like I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want.
oh yes,
Yes.
because Iron Man
That
1.
that is a throwback that I recognized.
Yep, because of
Yes.
I want an American cheeseburger. And I want to call it a press conference.
We get you all the cheeseburgers you want.
Yes, I loved it. It gave what? Okay, so out of a
It was
number
It
system,
was closure. I
Mm.
already gave it my.
you said
I
10.
think I gave it a 10.
I gave
it
it
was
a
like a
9.
9.5 or 10,
Yeah.
one of the two.
Brett,
I
I'm
don't
sure your
remember.
number system.
I would say 8 until I know more, and then I'll
Mhm.
probably go higher once I understand everything.
It's a lot of watching. Now, what we did is one a week before Infinity War, and then we just watched Infinity War before we saw Endgame. We didn't want to go back again
Yeah.
because seeing him a second run through, maybe even a third run through that way was rough.
Sure.
But I gotta say, out of all the movies, Endgame is on my top 5 of superhero films.
Wow.
And I do have to say there are some things here and there that kind of gave me the downfall of it, but great movie.
Well, I mean, it's a Disney ending, but at the same, Disney and non-Disney ending.
Right.
But I was very happy they closed off a lot. Like you got that's it. They don't Toy Story the damn thing now. In 5 to 10 years, let's go ahead and do another
Well,
one.
Hmm.
Yes, but there
They
will
will.
be more Marvel
Yes.
superhero movies.
Yes, but don't bring Tony back. Like it's just, he's not
They
really
won't.
dead.
They might recast him.
Yes, as a young Tony.
Okay, I could see that. That's okay.
We're 15 seconds away from the 5-minute mark, so we're good.
Okay, we're
Yep.
back.
It was good.
Let's talk Star Wars real quick.
What are we talking about Star
so
Wars?
they
got
announced
more.
that the next
I don't-
Star Wars trilogy is 2022, 2024, 2026, all in December.
Here's the thing. I don't want to know that it's in 2022, 24, 26.
Well,
I don't want to know.
They have to let their
here's the thing.
people
You got
know.
shareholders who are going to be like, well, what you
Them.
got next?
Yep.
You
Them.
know, you gotta-
Maybe
So it was shortly after Solo that they said, we've oversaturated with Star Wars movies. We're going to take a break. What that really means is we're not going to do any side stories. It's going to be main features, every 2 years from here
No.
on out.
I still want an Obi-Wan. I still want a Vader movie.
Yes, but that's what it means though. These next 3, they're not going to be side stories.
That's BS.
Which
I understand why,
I
but
guess I don't know if that's actually been said. I'm thinking that's what it means.
do you know who's helming it?
No.
The writers of Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Really?
I did know that.
Mhm.
I did know that.
Oh, that could go
Well,
right now.
no,
Right now, they're.
stop. It can't. No.
Yes.
First of I mean,
You
even
got
even if they do, it's still a Disney movie.
Doesn't matter.
yes, but you still have Game of Thrones
But
fans.
they can't be edgy like they can with Game of Thrones. Is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
well, the last season is not as edgy as you think it was, as the first 7.
But it's not on HBO. Is my point.
I get it, yes, but they know that people. Okay, half the internet's upset about this, I'm sure, because Game of Thrones is so split down the middle.
Game
and
of Thrones fans right now, you're either on one side or you're on the other.
Yes, and also the same writers, I believe, are attached to the Disney Plus Old Republic series
Oh.
of Star Wars too.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they're attached to both or if they're attached to one or the other. I'm very certain they're attached to the movies because that's what everyone's complaining about.
By the way, there was a record obviously broken on Sunday.
19 million.
19.3.
Million
Yep.
people watched it.
I do think that's an interesting number too, because Game of Thrones is like the #1 pirated show.
It is.
It is.
Yep. But we don't.
We don't.
We have an
pirate it.
HBO. We have
We
HBO.
actually pay for it.
I've actually thinking about keeping HBO
We
because.
just discussed today dropping Netflix and keeping HBO.
Yep.
So back on Star Wars, I'm
Sorry.
with you. I didn't need to know that that's
I like the surprise element.
that's 7 years away for the third movie.
Yeah, but we said the same thing about this trilogy that's now coming to a close. We
Yeah,
knew the
but
dates.
I don't. Did we or did
Yes.
they? Was it just assumed?
No, we knew.
Yeah.
We knew. We knew about at least the trilogy, and then there were the Han Solo, and then we also knew that there were ones coming after that was supposed to be Vader and Obi-Wan, and then the bounty hunter one. So I don't know.
One a year in the same window frame in the year.
Yeah.
Is
Do that.
Do not want to do more than that.
Because Rogue One and 7, great separation.
Yes.
Great separation
Yes.
there.
And then you had 8.
And then 8, and
which
people were
was-
like,
If 8 was good, there may not have been the fatigue that there is.
Hey, if
if
was
Johnson was not
good.
attached to it, it might have been good. But we're not going to go there.
we're
anymore.
not touching
We've-
that again.
We've touched that plenty
go
of times.
go look at the aftercast. I think we did one for Star Wars.
We
Okay,
did. we
Talk
did.
about Pikachu.
Oh, we went and saw
Pi-
Detective Pikachu
Yeah,
last
Detective
week.
Detective Pikachu was my nephew.
Yep.
It was great.
Best video game movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was very good.
Now,
There was a handful, probably at least like what I mean a handful, like probably 5 different Pokemon that Josh and I, from if you're a fan of the first, at least the first generation,
mhm.
they really focused on 1 and 2.
Yep.
I think those first 2 generations, and then they only threw in a couple like brand new ones. We're like, who the hell is this?
Yep. I gotta say, my favorite Pokemon got a full scene, Mr. Mime.
Yes, and he was great.
A lot of people did not like Mr. Mime because of how creepy he is, and I can understand. But his comedy was so on point. Best scene ever.
Ditto.
Stole the scene.
I'm not agreeing with you. Ditto the Pokemon.
Ditto the Pokemon is the scariest.
Scary
Pokemon.
AF.
Now, not because he can transform.
And what's funny is, so we're adults, right? We're taking our 7-year-old nephew to this movie, and we're talking about this and reviewing it with him in the car afterwards. And we're like, man, and Ditto was scary. Didn't you think that was scary, buddy? He's like, no. I'm like, well, why? Because, all right, so Ditto is this glob of pink goo, and his eyes, Brett, look like this. They're just like 2 little black peas in the black goo, or in the pink
That makes
goo.
me think of Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Christopher Lloyd when he turns into the Toon at the end.
Oh,
Yeah, but he
well,
pops his eyeballs out, and
freaked me out.
he has cartoon eyes.
And he had white, weird hair. It freaked me out as a kid.
Yes, that's
So-
considered one of the scariest
okay.
moments in children's
Yes.
film.
So this was like the same thing, but it was different. There's no eyeballs on like when he actually
can transform
transformed
to a
into a
human.
human, because that's what he does. He's a Ditto. He transforms into whatever he wants. And he transformed into a human. And this guy throughout the whole entire movie has sunglasses on, right? Well, then you find out it's Ditto because he takes his sunglasses off, and it's just 2 little black dots on his face as eyeballs.
Scary.
It's scary. And my nephew was like, well, I knew that was Ditto. I was like,
You got to fix your glasses.
and I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, because he had 2 black little eyes. That's Ditto. He can transform into anything.
Yeah,
oh
creepy though.
my God. My 7-year-old.
He just outsmarted you.
He just
Yeah.
well, I mean, he was just, I don't want
You
to
kind
say.
of just gave a spoiler
Well,
alert on that.
whatever.
You did.
I did. Either way,
Ooh.
it's a kids movie. And it's really fun. Go watch it.
Mewtwo was an unexpected main.
Yes, and you get to see him like
A lot.
a lot.
And he's very. I love it. I love it. Seeing Pokemon in the real world doing jobs was a great.
I was very disappointed
viewing
in
of it.
there were certain Pokemon I was like, they have to have in this movie, and they weren't in it. And I'm not gonna say it because that's a spoiler. So
Yeah, there's a few
there's
that I was
there's
upset.
a few main Pokemon in the genre that or in the generation that you're like, oh, I cannot wait to see this one, when you don't get to see it. I will say, because everyone knows Charizard's in it. Charizard's scenes are amazing,
Yep.
and he looks amazing, like very real. That's why I wanted to see this, because Pokemon is all about imagination and wanting this environment and these animals, and that's what I'm going to call them, animals or creatures, to be real and to live among them. And this movie brings you and sucks you into that world, and that's exactly what I wanted. It was perfect. I loved it. It was really good, really, really good. And Ryan Reynolds, I thought it was going to be a really bad that with Ryan Reynolds being the voice, it ended up being perfect. It was fine.
It was good. It was good. I think that I enjoyed every single scene. Every single time I saw a Pokemon on screen, I was pointing them out. Your nephew would not.
Oh my
stop
God! I
pointing
knew
it
I
out
knew
in
it
the
was
theater.
going to happen. There's Pikachu. There's Blastoise. There's Gyarados. I'm like, yeah.
There's Snorlax. I told you.
I told you he was going to be Snorlax in here. I'm like, shh.
Yes.
Was there a lot of people in the theater?
Yes.
Yes, but there's also a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So it was
And
okay.
It was a great movie. I will say when this comes out, I'm buying it.
Yes,
It's
it's a very good
My
movie.
favorite video game movie.
Yeah.
This is going to pave the way for any video. They stayed true to the Detective Pikachu source material mostly. Some of the ending doesn't happen, but Detective Pikachu can talk and all that other stuff. But it's like they really stayed true to the Pokemon world. Yet you're introduced to so many new things.
There is a lot of adult humor in it.
Oh, you don't even know.
But my nephew, like, I was like, oh my god, is he gonna get this? Because you don't realize as an adult how much like you don't get as a kid until you hit a certain age. I can't remember what age that is, but I was like, is he gonna get this? And he was like, why is everybody laughing? I'm like, you'll know when you're older. I'm like,
He made a pleasure himself joke.
Yes.
Pikachu did.
Like, it was,
And we're just like,
like we're looking around like there's kids in here. there's a lot of adult humor, and it's perfectly fine for your kids. They're not gonna get it.
it's good. It's a good film. Let's move on from that, guys. What do you want to touch
Honey, I
on?
Shrunk the Kids while we finish up
Why is this
movies.
why is this a topic?
So because they're not rebooting it. They're kind of bringing it back. But Josh Gad is cast to play the son, Adam.
Okay,
And he is a scientist now.
as an adult.
Yes.
Okay, so Rick
Uh,
Moranis isn't going to be attached to any of this.
Well, I don't.
Who
it would
knows?
surprise me if he is in some capacity, but I don't think he's been linked to it yet.
He's been retired
But
for so
I
long.
think he was the only constant in the first three. And I
Mhm.
think you have to have him in even if it's just a cameo. But I like Josh Gad. I think he's hilarious.
He is.
He was. I remember I think his first movie was 21.
I
He
couldn't
was
say.
funny in 21.
Alex, so you saw 21. Was Josh Gad in that?
I mean, was he? I know he was.
I don't
I
know.
don't remember.
I've never saw it.
You never saw 21?
No.
It's based on a true story, and it's actually a really good movie.
I think you've said that to me twice.
Jim Sturgis, Boswell, Kate
Who's
Boswell,
the main?
Kevin Spacey. Jim Sturgis is the main character.
Okay,
Um,
interesting.
trying to think if there's anybody
Pretty
else
much everything that
noteworthy.
you said. That's all
Oh.
the info.
Jacob Pitts, who is Cooper from Eurotrip.
Oh, where did he go?
He's in the show Justified.
Oh,
Of course,
really?
It's over, but he was in
Oh.
all 6 seasons of Justified.
Well, he's been busy then.
Well, yeah, but Justified ended a while ago,
Oh, that's sad.
so I don't know if he's done anything recently.
Couldn't say.
He's very serious, so he's not funny.
Oh, he doesn't ask someone to see
This
his
isn't
balls.
where I parked my car.
I love it. This isn't where I parked my car. Perfect role for him.
You want to see my itinerary?
You want to see my balls?
So, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
Anyway.
I
Do you
love
like
them.
them?
I
Do
love. Well, they're too.
The first
old.
one screams 80s.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. But the Honey, We
blew
Shrunk
up-
Ourselves,
Honey, I blew up the kid.
Blew Up the Kids screams 90s.
that's
Yeah.
90s. And then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, that's
Late 90s.
that's late 90s.
Late
Mid-
90s,
mid-
early
late
2000s,
90s.
and it's just okay.
It's fine.
I
was-
really like that.
We
was-
watched it recently.
Yeah,
It was
we-
on. It's been on Netflix a long time.
I
but
like that one.
It
a
I
was
like
lot.
it.
straight to video.
What? Really?
I think so.
Oh.
What was the first one?
They changed the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's like 88 or 89.
Okay, and then what was the next one?
Honey, I blew up the kid.
Blew Up the Kids. That's right.
And
Or
they-
wait, are you
one.
sure? Are you?
I am positive.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to look 'em up?
They changed the actress that played the mom for the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And the Adam, the son, was changed. Or no, he was not in the third one. It was Nick. Nick is the older child. Josh Gad plays Adam in the remake, but Nick is the older brother, and he is in the second one, same actor as the first one.
All right.
Okay.
I got it right here. 89, Honey, I Shrunk.
93 for Blew Up.
92.
I
for
was
Blew
going
Up.
to say 92.
What about Shrunk Ourselves? Come on,
2003.
Alex.
1999.
97.
Damn.
Ooh, I was way off.
Yeah. So those are the three. And I got to say, if I wish Rick Moranis would come back. I mean,
Do you know why
His kids are
gave
grown up.
acting?
yeah, his wife died.
His wife died and his kids were young,
Yeah.
and so
So-
he
Is he just
Terrible.
afraid to get back into the scene?
I don't
Imagine
necessarily
he-
that. It's like he took
Maybe he
the
invested well and he just doesn't
yeah, and
need to
he
work.
needs to take care of his kids.
I would love
So-
for him to be attached to one of these because Ghostbusters came out.
Maybe he's doing like
Maybe he might be on Ghostbusters.
behind the scenes work. Like maybe he's not acting, but maybe he's working in the
Yeah, I
industry.
mean, we said the same thing about Topher Grace. Like,
Sure.
what the F is he doing? When you yelled at me, just because he's not acting doesn't mean he's not doing something behind the scenes. You yelled at me on the podcast.
True,
It's very true.
but those still show up as credits, and I haven't ran his name in a while.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Well, what are we moving on from there?
Yeah, we're starting
Wait
to
a
get.
minute, you didn't ever actually say so you like those movies, right?
Well, the first two are too agey for me, and the third one's just okay. I can't say whether or not I hate them or like them. It's just the effects don't blow me away, and they don't. They can't. I can't sink into the movie because I will point out the bad green screen.
When was the first time you watched them?
Oh, I had to been
Oh,
like maybe
when
about
I
10
was,
years ago.
Yeah, I was.
So you
well,
weren't a kid.
I was a kid.
I was a kid too. That's
Yeah.
why I like.
I was a kid when I saw the third one,
Yeah.
but I don't remember seeing the other two as a child.
I did.
So you watched the third one before you watched the first two?
Well, they don't
I think a
run
lot
in
of. I think
order
a,
of
I
anything.
honestly, I think
No,
a lot
but
of people did.
I understood the concept.
Yeah, but
Because they came out really early, so it was kind of hit or miss whether or not you grew up with somebody that you knew that actually watched them.
Yeah,
sure.
right. Cool.
Okay, all right, cool.
That was the most dead time on air ever.
Cool story,
we
bro.
probably got time for one more.
Yeah, one more story. What do you guys want to touch on?
Oh,
man.
I need to tell. I have a situation of I wondered what you guys would do.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was at work the other day, and the electric carts in the store to go shopping in.
Yeah.
So this lady drives by, and she's wearing like a slip-on shoe. It's like a sandal, but it's not. It's the one that goes over the foot.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not
yes.
between the toe.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are
Oh,
called
okay.
sandals.
Sandals.
So, but she's wearing a sock also.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't. Ugh.
The shoe falls off her foot, and it's right by me. And she struggled to get it, but I did not help her retrieve her shoe because I'm thinking
Oh my
Well,
god.
she's not barefooted, but she's still in her socks. It's still an open shoe, basically. And I guess I could have grabbed it by the edges, but then I'm like, well, what? Do I put it back on her foot, or do I put it on the cart for her to slip her foot into?
You hand it to her.
Or I could have handed it to her, but
I was gonna say, why
She's
didn't you just
having-
hand her the shoe?
if she's having mobility issues,
She might not be able to put them back on.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I was just curious, would you pick up an open shoe like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I know people that would say an immediate no.
I don't have a anti-foot thing.
Feet freak me out a little bit,
No, I put it on, sit, and then walk away. And say,
especially
hey, you're welcome.
unknown feet.
That is a difficult topic for me. That is
No.
a very difficult topic because shoes are disgusting.
No, they are. Go wash your hands. You know how much shit you touch every day that's disgusting?
Well,
Money.
Doesn't
I
matter
will-
if I
I
can
will
avoid
agree.
it.
I will agree with that. So many things you touch are disgustingly dirty, and you don't even know or care.
I wash my hands more times now than I ever have due
You
to
do-
the past 4 years of my life. I have a reason.
Okay, but okay, you do realize that.
But okay.
But you do realize the thing you use the most is the dirtiest thing in the world.
What are you saying
Dirtier
here?
than a toilet. Your
Come on.
phone.
I was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with other things in my head that could have been so many.
No, your
There-
phone has been
Thoughts.
proven to carry bacteria on there.
And
that
I
toilet seats
sanitize
carry
it weekly.
There's
weekly, not
More,
daily.
I gotta say more than once.
Wait,
more than
wait.
once.
there's a difference between knowing and not knowing.
Yes.
and not caring.
If you can avoid the situation altogether, like if I were to wear gloves all day, I'd be fine with that. I have thought about buying face filters because there are times when I'm in a crowded area where I just don't need to breathe in other people's breath, Alex. It's not me. I
Josh,
don't need it.
you're gonna go back
I
to
need
the
to be.
hospital because you're not.
No.
Making yourself
See,
Not exposing
Expose.
yourself to the.
I am exposing
Josh-
myself
Josh-
to these things.
Are we vaccinating our children?
Yes.
Good. Okay, making sure.
Okay.
Well,
Because
anyway,
you're starting to talk like someone that's not going to.
No.
I didn't.
I'm not
ha-
that
I
kind of
didn't
person.
help her get her shoe, and I'm okay with
I'm
that.
saying if I can avoid the bacteria, I will do so, Alex. I'm
Okay.
not saying I'm
Okay,
not
so
going to
you're
go out
saying-
of my way and
Okay, so you're saying if this was happening to you, you'd be like, hold on a second, grab some toilet paper or something,
Yes.
and then pick up her shoe and give it to her? You know how rude
That's
that
very.
is?
That's pretty rude.
That is rude.
I think
it's ruder to not do anything.
No, I think it's more ruder to show.
We should have brought up this
Hey,
topic a
I
lot
think-
sooner.
Y'all, I think your shoe is so disgustingly dirty. I won't touch it with my bare hands.
So
I think
that
that's-
is fact.
But
Your
that's-
shoe is over disgustingly dirty. I will not touch it.
Josh doesn't care about people.
I guess.
Hey, if our children's shoe
You
falls
asked
off,
my opinion. Why are you
Oh, I
effing me
got-
for it, Alex?
Yes.
if our
I
child,
wasn't saying you, Brett.
I know.
if Brett's shoe fell off and he was immobile, would you put it back on his foot?
Yes, because I know Brett.
Oh, but you don't know where his shoe's been.
Eh.
Hold on my foot.
But where's Brett?
I know
been?
who to send the medical
Hold
bill
on.
to.
I would not ask because the way I am.
Brett's
I would
not an
ask
asshole.
him to retrieve my own shoe.
But
You
what
could
have
do
asked
that.
me to get things, and I will do them willingly.
Like the
When you drop a
eraser.
marker before we start the precast,
Yeah,
if
but
I walked through some dog shit, my foot my foot fell off.
then you're really in trouble.
my shoe fell off and I was in crutches or something and I needed you to put my dog shit shoe back on it. Would you wash it off and put it back on my pretty foot?
Yes, because I care about you.
Oh, so you don't care about humanity?
What the hell are we even talking
Wow,
about
are you
here?
really pushing the
No,
limit
I'm
to
I'm not.
oh,
I'm really.
a stranger?
Let's get
All right.
the hell out of
No,
here.
no, no, no. Hold on. Yes.
Okay, I'm saying I'd do it. Josh is a no. Brett's a.
I would absolutely
Brett,
not.
Brett right there just was like.
I didn't. So. Just
I
didn't.
didn't.
Did she look at you or anything?
think
or
so.
Did she even notice you?
Yeah.
All right,
Sure she
here's
did.
the deal. This world is going down the toilet with as far as not rudeness. What am I trying to say? Chivalry. Is that
Chivalry.
chivalry?
I don't agree. Well,
I agree with it. I
don't-
agree with
I
it.
don't agree when it comes to me because most of the time I will do the extra things that people don't for each other anymore.
Yes, but the majority of people do
I-
not.
I agree.
So doing the little things, yes, it may be disgusting, but doing the little things these days goes a lot more than a long way.
Oh, you say that? I have been doing the little things for years, and hell if anybody notices.
Yeah, they don't notice.
Yeah.
Or they just don't say it.
No, they don't.
No. Even
And I'm done doing the little
if they
things.
don't say it, that means they don't care, which means they've barely noticed.
I have gotten by. It's sorry to say. I don't like to say this, but I can get by doing bare minimum of what I have been doing, and people would be okay with that because I don't need to go the extra mile anymore.
I'll still open doors for people.
Oh, I'll do that. Yes, absolutely. You know, I'm
Hey,
chivalrous.
You know how many people
of that.
wipe their butts and then open that door? And then you'd open that door for someone?
What do I do every single time I open up a public door, Alex?
You wash your hands.
I wash my hands.
So you're saying all you have to do is wash your hands if you put the shoe back on someone.
Especially public restrooms.
Yes, but I know I can avoid. Yes, public restrooms. That's why I love going to restrooms that do not have doors and they have you can walk. It's a swirl. Great.
And
The less I can
automatic-
touch, the better.
Automatic water.
Yes.
Faucets.
Automatic water.
You guys are freaked
Are
out
you
of
water?
bacteria like a lot more than
No,
I
no, no.
am.
I'm not freaked out.
I'm aware.
I'm aware that it's incredibly dirty and
Thank
it just
you.
kind of gets forgotten.
See,
At least you guys
But
don't have to hover.
I have an extremely strong immune system.
I had an extremely strong immune system until, well, I can't say it's not strong. It weakened for a time.
Brief.
Yeah, briefly.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Alex, you got to plug your Twitch.
Been an
Hey, if
interesting
you would
one.
like to watch me game, chat with me while I'm gaming, or just lurk. Because there are people that just do that, and then
A
they
lot
come
of
on,
yeah.
and then they're just like, just lurking, goodbye. I'm like, okay, perfectly fine. Anyways, I stream on Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturdays. Twitch handle is twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTEKITTI.
Did you play Tomb Raider yet?
Not yet. I'll
I-
let you know when I play.
I have
Tomb
to.
Raider.
I have to reinstall it because of
I told you we have to reinstall.
weird hard drive. Alex, you will not be streaming this weekend.
Nope. Taking another break.
When are y'all leaving?
We're leaving
Either Thursday
night
or Friday
morning.
morning, just depending on how we feel.
When y'all coming back?
That's
Monday.
TBD.
Okay.
Monday
well,
sometime.
Probably Monday.
Well, it will be Monday,
Hey,
either morning
you're-
or afternoon.
You're driving?
Yes.
Are you renting a car?
Yes.
Yes.
I have to
So
call.
I'm sure there will
and-
be a story there.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking about our trips.
Oh,
you
and
know what?
we're-
That's great though.
We're driving in tornado weather too.
We
so.
are. Brett, you will be doing a podcast.
As far as I know, as
Yes.
of right now,
It sounded like
yes.
you were commanding it. Brett, you will be doing the podcast.
That was a question mark.
That
That was a dot.
That
Dot.
was a question.
That was a yes. So you'll be streaming tomorrow, and then that'll be it until next Tuesday for your Twitch.
Yep.
Yep. So without further ado, guys, it is time to plug it in. So if you are listening to or watching us, we want to thank you so much for joining us. We are on so many different audio podcast apps, almost countless. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the big channels to name a few, except for Podcast One. Don't search us there. We're not there. On those apps, you will find over 160 episodes of PTO Unlimited and the Aftercast, which Alex and I were on the Aftercast last night. We did a Game of Thrones episode, 2 hours of Game of Thrones chat, our longest podcast ever. Not on purpose. We just had a lot to say about 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. And we talked about the books, the lineage of Westeros, the entire Game of Thrones universe. We might not have touched on some characters, but we only touched on the important things that
What meant to us?
that meant anything to us, that had meaningful existence, and so on and so forth. So make sure you check out the Aftercast if you are a Game of Thrones fan. Spoiler filled, just so you know. And if you are joining us on YouTube, we want to thank you for joining us and staying this long. You are awesome. We've seen your comments. You have chimed in on the podcast and the Aftercast. We thank you for doing that. If you want to join us, we are live on YouTube every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we will not have one for Memorial Day. We will not have a live show, but we will have a recorded show. If you want to join us on our social media, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. You can catch us live on those apps at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday for our precast meeting. And that is our pre-podcast meeting where you can chime in and give us topics to talk about, see what we already have in tune for the show, and you can just see what everyone else is saying in our chat. So make sure you join us. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
Cute_kitty.
On
Brett?
a final note, I bought some insoles for some shoes that I have. 'cause-
Dude, I need them.
Yeah.
Dude, give them to me.
And I put them on this morning, and it was much improved. And it made me think of a really good Red Foreman quote. And
Which
it's,
is?
Bob gave him a pair of shoes, which he thought was really weird.
Yep.
And he puts them on, and he walks around. He's like, feels like I'm walking on a pile of baby ducks.
It's those suede shoes, right?
Terrible. They're just some kind of dress shoe that.
Yeah.
It's a dress
It's
shoe.
a terrible thing to say, but it's so Red Foreman.
Dude,
Yes.
my Airwalks that I just bought last month, I wore them in Chicago, and as I was listening to the podcast, I was walking around Navy Pier downtown Chicago. I was getting blisters. I need insoles.
You know those black Fila's that I have?
Yes.
So I bought those, and then shortly, or like right around the same time, didn't both of you buy a pair of
Yes,
Fila's?
the
Yes.
slip-ons.
Slip-ons.
I love them.
I was looking, and Kohl's has that same pair that I have for like $35. So I'm gonna buy like 2 more pairs of the
Wow.
same shoe.
Nice.
Those are really, I really like those shoes, and for $35.
Fila did it right with the slip-ons. I gotta say, I'm lazy now.
Do you still have those?
Yeah.
I threw mine out.
You had. Why?
Because I wore them all the time, and I actually wore them down.
Oh, they were no good.
They
Yeah,
were no good.
Like, they were really good. No, I
these
threw them
shoes
out. They're
suck.
done. No, they were awesome. But no, I wore them out. Like the back of the heel was coming off, and the toe was pointing out.
Yours
Like,
were gray, right?
yeah, mine were gray.
Yeah, mine are bluish black. Yep.
Um,
All right, guys. I think
shoes.
it's time we got out of here. Shoes. Catch you guys next week with a pre-recorded episode, probably. Keep staying tuned with our social media. Next week after that, we will be live on YouTube. So thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Bye.